This time, I'm not going to talk about mobile. I'm going to talk about audience targeting. Who has already downloaded, tested, used audience targeting? Nice. Cool. OK. So we are talking about digital marketing here, website personalization, and all this kind of stuff. For the very technical audience, it can be daunting to understand what the end user does with our portals after we have spent all these months building them for them. But basically, we build portals, we build websites, we use technology to deliver value to the business guys, right? Then those business guys use these websites that we built for them, this content management system, these images, these apps, and everything to deliver value to their businesses, right? So audience targeting has evolved to offer value to this kind of users, to this kind of customers. But first, when we started investing on this, there's a lot of vocabulary, or there are lots of terms that are a bit complex if you're not in the digital marketing world. So let me start talking about clicker. Clicker doesn't work. OK. It works. Yeah. We are talking about marketing campaigns. Let's define what marketing campaigns are. Something that is a challenge for Liferay is that we are not working for a single vertical. We are not working for financial institutions. We are not working for universities. We are creating a product that is transversal, right? It's a platform, so we need to provide value across all different verticals. So for us, a marketing campaign is a way to share something with our users, a message with our users that has some value to them and help them move along the one stage to the next one in the funnel. And that communication, that information that we are sharing with our users has to be done to the right audience, through the right channel. OK, this is a generic definition for what a marketing campaign is. If you're a bank, you are selling credit cards to your customers, right? If you are a university, what's a marketing campaign for you? A marketing campaign for a university can be a new course that you are providing to your students. Or if you are, I don't know, a drugstore, it can be a new product that you are delivering to your customers. So this needs to be adapted to each of your projects, right? And what's in this definition? The key is that the company is not the rock star here. The company is not the center of attention. If we want to deliver helpful information to our users, we need to focus on our users. And the thing is that we need to understand the user of our platforms. We need to understand who is consuming that content. And that user today is not only accessing your website to interact with you, right? That user is interacting with you via social media, via your website, via email, via if you have shops, he's going to your shops. If you have, I don't know, universities, he's going to your classes. He's interacting in many, many different ways. And it's not only that he's interacting with you in those ways, it's that you need to be prepared to interact with them through those channels. So this is an important challenge. And what about the funnel? I've said that there's a concept called the user funnel. Basically, your users are not always the same. There are users that are considering your product, your company, and it's the first time they are hearing about you, for example. There are other customers or other users that are expert users of your product or for your whatever that you are offering. And there are others that are already loyal customers, and you cannot communicate with them in the same way. What would happen if someone here in the audience is the first time they are listening about Liferay? They don't know what even a portal is. And we told them about how to extend, I don't know, the wiki with OSCI modules. There's a gap in there, right? It's like, I don't even know what a portal is yet, and you are telling me how to optimize or how to extend a component. We need to adapt our language and our message to the different stages a user is in regards to his relationship with us. So that's important. And then, what are our customers doing? Delivering a digital marketing campaign is not an easy task. Okay, it's not that just that I create a landing page and I put it on my home site and that's it. Or let's create a, I don't know, a white paper and put it online and that's it. Managing a whole marketing campaign takes a lot of effort, right? And basically, it has 4 steps, and it's a cycle, right? So they repeat it on and on. So when we talk about creation, the first step is to define what you have to offer your users, right? What do you have of value for your users? Are you, I don't know, generating white papers? Are you creating webinars? What are you offering your users? That's the creation process. And for that, we already have tools. You all know our document library, our web content management system, right? You can generate all this content. That's easy. But what's next? You need to publish it. You need to make it accessible in the web. For that, you have a blank page. My slides are gone. OK, there's a missing slide. Whatever. You know we have our content management system to create landing pages, microsites, websites. In those websites, you can add dynamic forms to register the users, to put some links to download those contents. You can create beautiful websites. And also, if you contact designers, they can create beautiful templates, site templates or page templates for you, so that your users can create hundreds of websites like this to publish your content in an easy and fast way, right? So that's nothing new up to now. But when things get tricky, is in the promotion phase, right? You have created something that is valuable for your customers, for your students, for your employees. You have something of value. You have published it, but how do you let them know? How do you let the right people know that that content exists in your portal? So when it gets time to tell everyone, now is when audience targeting starts providing value. The key is that you need to reach your audiences, but the same message that it isn't working for everyone. So the first thing is what I told you before. You need to know your users. You need to segment your audiences. And for that, that is what the user segments do in Liferay, right? You can define as many user segments as you need and start doing this separation, this differentiation inside your portal. So you have anonymous users visiting you. You have tons of logged-in users, and you can start segmenting them using all kinds of rules. You already know this. This was available in the previous version. You can segment your users based on their social media behavior, based on their profiles, based on the type of contents that they are visiting. And this is not only that. As you know, those are OSCI components, so you can extend it to integrate with whatever. We know many customers are using Salesforce and other CRMs, ERPs. So if you have all the information about those users stored in a third-party system, just build a connector. We have built this, and this will be part of the next version. But feel free to develop all kinds of connectivity with third-party systems to segment your audiences. Using, for example, Salesforce integration, you can segment your visitors based on the industry they are coming from. So if they're coming from the education industry, show them this content. If you are coming from financial, show them this content, for example. It is very flexible. And now that you have segmented your audience, you need to somehow optimize your website so that they come across that content. So it's time to start taking advantage of all the features in Liferay so that that message reaches the right audience. You can create banners that only the right people will see. You can create blog entries to talk about these kind of things with call to actions. You can even announce them in the message boards and use all the collaboration tools. But what is missing here? I mean, you are using Liferay as a platform to attract your visitors to certain content. But what happened to all the users that are not visiting your website? Because, yeah, I forgot about it. Because, yeah, sad news. Not every human being in the internet is visiting your website, right? So somehow you need to reach them. And that is where the multi-channel marketing kicks in. And this is the new stuff we have started to invest on. Basically, we are providing you the tools to start talking to the customers or to the users that are outside of Liferay. We are used to interact with companies in so many different ways. Companies are using all kinds of channels to reach their audiences. They are using email newsletters. They are using push notifications, SMS campaigns, optimized mobile apps or personalized mobile apps. And that is what we have started building in Liferay. We have called them promotions. Basically, all marketing campaigns that you could create up to now in audience targeting now support promotions. And basically, we think in promotions as a way to share a message with an audience through a set of channels. Okay? So let me show you what we built. Basically, we have focused on 4 channels. Obviously, OSEI modules will extensible. You can add more channels if you need. So we have added email newsletter, targeted campaigns, push notifications, and SMS campaigns. And basically, when you have a campaign, you can define as many promotions as you need, and each promotion will have as many notifications as you want. Okay? So you will be able. Imagine you have, I don't know, you have a new, you want to define a campaign to invite people to an event, like we do, and you want to do several promotions, one for developers, one for business people. For developers, you send a couple newsletters talking about all the cool OSEI new stuff. For business people, you send a couple emails talking about the business cases that we're going to present at an event, and you send SMS reminders, hey, we have the early bird discount, why don't you sign up today, right? That's the kind of things that we want to provide you with the tools to build. So how does this work? Basically, we have added a drag and drop system so that for every new notification, you just drag and drop the component, and you're ready to configure it. Let me go one by one. So the first one, newsletters. Why email? Why email? Basically, email is the second most used marketing tool, okay, after the company website. And in both the States and Europe, 92% of adults have email, so why not? It's like the obvious choice, right, to reach everyone. So we have created this. This is our newsletter editor. Basically, you just drag and drop a newsletter into your campaign, and you can directly configure it. You can personalize it, and as you know who's the audience that this email is going to reach to, you can completely optimize it, the message, the content for that concrete audience. Also, you can schedule it. You can send it now, or you can program it to send it later. So everything is programmable for the end user. SMS. What is less sexy than an SMS, right? When I started thinking about this, and marketing people keep talking about SMS, it's like, are we 20 years back again, or what? But I started doing research, and the thing is that SMS has a 98% open rate, and 90% of all SMS sends are read within 3 seconds. So if you want to deliver a message, I mean, not everyone is going to have a mobile app for you. Not everyone is going to read his email because not everyone has internet connections all the time. SMS, that's going to reach everyone, right? So SMS, powerful. Same thing, same UI, drag and drop, new SMS. Cool stuff, you can personalize it so that you add some placeholders like to name, and then you receive, hey, Juan, have you read my latest blog post or whatever? You can personalize them, schedule them, and send them. More stuff, push notifications. I already presented that this morning. Basically, Liferay Push is a tool that we offer to all our developers, and it's available. You can use it. The magic starts when you integrate this with audience targeting, right? Because you can start pushing notifications to the right people and not being annoying. Basically, instead of spamming everyone, you just focus on providing value to the right people, right? The people that actually cares about that message. So push notifications. 40% conversion rate overall, basically. The cool thing for developers regarding push notifications is that you have full control of what goes on in the push notification. And that makes it an incredible tool to communicate and to engage. You can add in all kind of interactions, images, links, and so it's extremely powerful as a communication tool. Again, similar interface. If you see, there's a drop-down menu where you can choose the app that you're going to send your push notifications. This has been integrated with the consumer manager, so you have the list of all your integrated mobile apps, so that you can choose for this audience, for this app, send this message, and you can personalize it, right? Pretty cool. And the final one, I think this is the most sophisticated use case of digital marketing campaigns, is mobile app campaigns. We have been talking about personalizing the experience in the mobile website and providing real value to the people who cares in the mobile in the website, right? So the thing is, why are you gonna be providing a less interesting experience to your mobile users? The mobile app has been traditionally seen as something very rigid, something that doesn't change much, because every change in a mobile app requires an update, and then possibly if you're going through the markets, then a redeploy and reinstall. So it's a bit painful if you want to adapt or change or make an app really dynamic. But when we are integrating with the content management system in Liferay, all the content can change dynamically, even if it's a native app. And then you can start optimizing the experiences in the app. And we are not talking only about showing one content or another to the user. We're talking about changing everything inside the app, from transitions in different pages, from different forms to different audiences, and that can be all controlled, integrating live screens with audience targeting. And that is the kind of stuff that we are doing. Basically, we are providing a tool to access all the screenlets placed in the app. So if you have an app that has, for example, a welcome banner, and then a transition to the main content, and then it shows, I don't know, a list of contents and a registry button. From here, from our platform, you will have access to all those placeholders, we call them, and you will be able to push certain information for certain audiences on those customizable areas of the app. So we are bringing the flexibility and the personalization of the web directly to the mobile apps. So I showed you real-time website optimization, and now we have real-time mobile app personalization. This opens a lot of possibilities in the mobile arena. So that is about promotion. But what happens about measurement, right? So imagine digital marketers are doing digital marketing campaigns like this every week. Every couple of days they are launching, and we've been talking to customers that launch like 10 campaigns a day. So how do you manage that huge amount of data? How do you manage that information, right? You need to somehow measure, and you need to understand what's going on inside those campaigns, what audiences are responding better to that content, what channels are driving more conversions. The minute we enable you to use all those channels, how do you measure across those channels, right? So you need to measure everything. We have been analyzing many tools out there, and we have seen that there are many tools that focus on vanity metrics. I call vanity metrics just data that makes you look good, but doesn't really provide you an insight on how that content or that campaign is affecting your business. So we are trying to focus on that. Basically, we have created the report builder for audience targeting, and it's basically a tool that allows you to define different reports so that you can measure not we provide, right? We offer you the tools so that you can define which are the most important metrics for your business. Because it's not going to ever be the same report for a, I don't know, for an online shop or for a university, right? Each report is going to be different. Each company is going to need to measure different things. So what's the kind of things that we want you to measure? Basically, audience performance analysis, which audiences are performing better. So you know you have 1,000 downloads of a PDF. Who downloaded it? Was it technical people, developers, business people? Who's accessing your webinars? Basically, a deep analysis of who your audiences are and how your content is performing across different channels. Conversion rates. Basically, you have all kind of interactions along the user journey. The user is visiting your website, interacting with your forms, clicking on download buttons, but you need to have an insight of what's going on in there, right? You need to be able to define that journey and measure where people are not reaching or where people is converting more, which are the key points where you can improve the experiences and also detect bottlenecks in that user journey that gives you information about how everything is performing. And multi-channel is super important because you have been interviewing customers that knew they were losing tons of users because their responsive website didn't support a responsive form. And basically, it was an online newspaper, and customers started using the registry form to become a paid member of the newspaper, but the experience was so awful that they just quit. And they knew that they were missing tons of money because of that experience. If you have a cross-channel view of what's going on, you can see the conversion rates of each form, each content, or each interaction across different channels, and you can detect when there are problems in your app, when there are problems in your responsive website, or in your desktop website, or wherever. So having this cross-channel view is fundamental for these kind of portals. And, well, basically, if you've been using the current version of audience targeting, you already know about tracking actions. Those are also OSCI modules you can deploy and you can define. You can basically measure everything in Liferay, right? All kind of user interactions. So we have all these tracking actions that can tell you who visited a page, or number of page visits, page loads, interactions with the form, even all kind of submissions in the form, who has seen a video, who has seen a content, who clicked on a link. I mean, you can measure everything, right? So we have provided you with the report builder, which basically allows you to define as many reports using those tracking actions as you need. Once you have defined the actions that you want to track, you just generate the report for you. This is the first version. Here, for example, we have a funnel analysis. Here we have defined the user journey on our website. And we know that, for example, you can measure the number of visits to the main landing page, and you see how the conversion still goes down, and you end up with only, I don't know, 1% of the final conversion rate there. So basically, you can have a really visual and easy way to see that data. And we want to allow you to compose these reports together, and this is something we are working on. Basically, a dashboard to see what's going on, how each channel is performing, how each communication is performing. Basically, show all the information for the different segments across your portal. And this is something we're working on. Yeah, and I'm not showing any code. Again, I wanted to do a high-level presentation for you to understand this. There's an amazing set of technology supporting this. There are so many extension points. But it's not me who's going to present. I want you to follow these guys, because today, Julio and Eduardo are going to present all the underlying technology. And there's also a workshop where they are going to explain how to create new channels, how to extend the tracking actions, how to create reports, how to use all these tools to better serve your customers. And yeah, if you had feedback, this is all brand new, and we are actively developing it now. If you had feedback, if you have ideas, questions, or you want to beta test this and provide feedback to us, please contact me, follow me, or buy me a beer or something, and I'll be happy to listen to you.